Hello everyone, welcome on in. This is Around the Rock. Wherever you may be, however you may be listening live on Irium and later on YouTube. July 1st, 2025. Very cool. We've made it to 2025. This is it's a miracle. Absolute miracle. And that means we're officially one full week in to the whole Irium early access streamer experience. Before we continue, I need to post that I'm live on Discord. I really need a macro for this. It's always so hard to... I have to like post it on YouTube or post it on Twitter, and then I have to like also copy it and like wah. It's like so much wah. Because I have to copy this and I have to copy the link, and the link is not always... Actually, there isn't really a good way for me to get the link either. It's kind of scuffed. Oh no, it's really scuffed. Copy. No. Copy. Okay, I think it still doesn't get me the link. So that kind of sucks. Okay. Give me a second for people that are on the oh wait, no, I do have a macro. Hold on. Let me try this macro. So Bronzo is live. Go to here. No, go to here. Nope. I don't have a macro. Like, did I really delete it? I guess I'm gonna have to do it myself. Yeah. I feel like I should just... Okay. There we go. Bronto is live there. Now that's a notification. Okay, so today we've got two big things that we need to talk about. One of the things is going to be the off season for the NBA. Free agency started yesterday, and there are some really big signings. We could definitely talk about them as we go through. But you know, just we'll take our time with it. There's definitely like a couple, depending on what you all are interested in, like what type of teams that we're looking at. But I want to focus on a couple of signings here. The first signing is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Thunder. So SGA decides to agree to the 4-year Supermax extension instead of waiting another year. It's the richest annual salary for a player in league history, and that number is going to keep increasing despite the fact that there's a salary cap in the entire and in fact like pretty much the entire history of the NBA. So that's 2 contract extensions that SGA has signed with OKC, and now he's forever cemented as the player. I mean, this is after an MVP season too. Might as well lock in the bag early. It's a win for everyone, as he said during his MVP speech for Finals MVP. SGA, 32.7 points during the regular season, 30.3 points average in the NBA Finals. He's got a season MVP, a Finals MVP, and that scoring title in the same season. So OKC most likely can save their entire team and keep them all together for the upcoming season, the upcoming seasons for that matter. He might as well just be the face of the franchise. I don't really see him leaving at all. I mean, he's in a perfect spot. The team's built around him. All the young core is going to be built around him. So that's going to be a thing for a while. They're going to keep relying on that and relying on the the scoring that he has and the youth of the entire team. OKC is going through their renaissance right now, and the peak of their theoretical dynasty. I think OKC will be relevant for the near future, at least 2 to 3 years until they have to deal with a lot of the contract extensions. I mean, I think right now they have to deal with some extensions, but soon they're going to ask for a lot of money. You can't really keep the team together, but this is going to be really, really good for them. So SGA going to OKC is or staying at OKC for the Supermax is going to be really good for them. Earlier we had KD, Kevin Durant. He's got traded to the Rockets from the Suns. And then we thought that was going to be a big deal, and there's been some articles saying that the Rockets actually are being what's the word for this? People read an article saying that the Rockets are waiting for the big move, but then again, wasn't KD the big move? And what the article was referring to was the fact that it's possible that the Rockets could throw even more assets toward trying to get Giannis. Giannis Antetokounmpo hasn't been very shy in saying that he needs to see how the team is reacting until it does happen. I mean, I don't know if I really don't know what's going to happen with that whole Giannis situation. Giannis is he can do a power move with his max deal, his $50 million a year deal. I mean, 2-3 more years left with the Bucks, and he wants to make sure the Bucks are playing to win. And they did make a move. We'll talk about it a little later. But I'm wondering if it really is worth it for teams to do nothing until Giannis is available. Like, how much do they really believe that Giannis will be available before the start of the next season, if he decides this is it? If he waits for any longer, there's not going to be a lot of deals that are possible, especially since when you sign any big players, you have to wait till past December in order to do another trade. Might even be January, basically speaking. So, we will have to see what happens in terms of that. That is such a hard question to answer. Now, I mentioned the Bucks. Right, they had to make some really big moves. They signed Miles Turner, who was the power forward center from the Indiana Pacers. And it's a $107 million contract, 2028 to 2029, and it's got a trade kicker in it as well. So that's got to be a very interesting deal for them. Max G, welcome. Pre-debut, welcome to Irium. We are going through the NBA signings from the last 48 hours. We're on the topic about the Bucks. How they were able to sign Miles Turner, but they didn't really have the cap space to do it. So what did they do? They had a player on the roster that was eating money. Tore his ACL. Remember, we talked about the 3 players that had season-ending injuries during the playoffs. Damian Lillard is one of them. And when he got injured, basically you're saying that he is not going to come back for the 2025-2026 season. Hikari, welcome. 2-stream streak. Big W. So everyone was thinking, well, Dame is just going to sit on a bench for a year, eat the $50 million, rehab from his ACL injury, and then come back for his last year. If it doesn't work out, use him as a trade asset for another team in the 26-27 season. But instead, the Bucks just said, okay, we will just waive you now. Just go home. You're off your contract. We're going to stretch your contract to 5 years. So he's owed $113 million instead of paying him that money in 2 years, we're going to pay him in 5 years, which narrows down the salary hit down to around 20 million, and it brings enough cap space to sign, guess who? Miles Turner. Ooh, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. We gotta follow you as well, pre-debut VTuber. There's been a lot of VTubers that are trying to debut in the next couple of weeks, and there are a couple today. Super excited for everyone here. And so Damian Lillard, he gets let go. He gets the money, so he's happy. I mean, imagine being able to rehab from the comfort of your home. You know you can't play next year. And you know that no matter the circumstance, you'll be able to play with whatever team you want once you are healed from your ACL. Although that is also a risk factor for him. What if he loses his passion for basketball? What if he's not as good as he was before the injury? But he's Damian Lillard. Anyone's going to sign him. And since he's getting paid the money that he was owed, just in a longer period of time, I'm sure he wouldn't mind taking the minimum. And that would put him on a lot of rosters. It will just have to depend on whether he's willing to be a bench player, if it comes down to that. So that's enough of Lillard. For the Bucks, the question is whether signing Miles Turner from their rival, the Indiana Pacers, will make Giannis Antetokounmpo stay. And the answer is no one knows. The only person that knows the answer is Giannis himself, and he is holding out from letting us know whether he will stay or if he will leave. And he's a funny guy. He makes a lot of jokes about saying all the international players should go to the Los Angeles Lakers and the New York Knicks and the Golden State Warriors, perhaps. The very populous cities that everyone knows. And that's all we get from him. Just lots of jokes, but not actually an idea of whether he will end up over there. Okay, so that is the Bucks situation right now. Let's go over to the Raptors. The sources tell ESPN that the Raptors are signing Jacob Poeltl, 4 years, $104 million extension. So the Raptors keep their center over there. Very good for them. The center market is actually in a pretty rough space right now, because all the teams are more or less signing everyone. They're keeping them on their rosters. So not a lot of big movement over there. And then you got Brook Lopez. He was on the Bucks, right? So with the signing of Turner, they let Brook Lopez go. He is now walking over to the Clippers. 2 years, $18 million deal, which he's still very effective for a very economical price. A Terrence Mann to the Hornets for 3 years and $24 million. The Cavs bring back Nance for a 1-year deal. That would be Larry Nance Jr. And the Kings signed Dennis Schroeder. You'll remember Schroeder from the German team for basketball. And he's been on a different team, I swear, every year. He finds himself onto the Pistons for hopefully a little bit longer. You know, the Pistons are... Oh, I'm sorry, it's not the Pistons. The Kings. He was on the Pistons, went to the Kings. See, even I can't keep track of all the teams he's on now. But the Kings he's on for $45 million for 3 years. Hopefully he can stay there for longer, though the Kings have their own front office issues there. And it's the Pistons that are the ones that signed Duncan Robinson, who was on Miami and decided to walk away from that situation. Remember last year, Jimmy Butler was on a team, and then it was hard to kind of stay on track with the Butler drama and then how they were going to deal with that going forward. And of course, the one big thing that everyone keeps talking about is the LeBron James option that was picked up. His player option, $52 million to stay with the Lakers. Is he going to get traded at some point? The answer feels like no. Like, the only thought process was, would you trade Damian Lillard for LeBron and then eat up the money in a different way? But That's like the only salary matching deal there was, and then the Brooklyn Nets could have signed him. They did not have the chance to do it at all. So that's what's going on right now with the NBA, and there's still more signings to be done. Is this a good offseason? Some people are saying that it's not a good offseason. Teams are just re-signing their players because that's the most money they can get, and the others are too scared to go to a different team. It's going to hurt the mental of the fan base. They value loyalty. No players on the move. The new CBA kicking in now. If you're in the second apron in the tax levels, you're not going to want to spend more money than you have to. So it makes it sound like the NBA is doing a terrible job, but there's a lot of big signings that I don't think I remember seeing in the past, and that's what makes it very exciting to me. Is to see these players be able to go back to their teams, and you see some of these smaller deals happening. Everyone is really just waiting for Giannis to make a move, and if Giannis will not make a move now, it may be one of the longest off seasons we will have. Maybe it doesn't move at all. That's only something that we will have to see into the long run. Okay, so that's the NBA for today. Let's go over and talk about baseball. Today's topic, we're going to talk about who we can vote for in the All-Star game, who will be able to start in the finals. There was a voting mechanism early on in that series, in the voting series of votes that you can make. And they took the top vote getters, and you get to pick one player that you believe will make it to the All-Star game from the list of players. So, let's go ahead and take a look. So, first off, we'll go through the American League, and then we'll go through the National League. First off, at first base, we got two options to pick from. We can go with Paul Goldschmidt or Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Now, that's going to be a very hard one. Paul Goldschmidt plays for the Yankees. He's batted in a lot of different positions. They for a moment, they were batting Paul Goldschmidt in the one spot. He's batting 284 right now with 8 home runs and 32 RBIs. And then we got Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He's been a solid stud for the Blue Jays, and he's their franchise player for the long run. Vladimir Guerrero, .278 batting average, 12 homers, 44 RBIs. You know, I feel like because I follow Guerrero Jr., I love his energy, love his representation with the Blue Jays. I think you go with Vladimir Guerrero. So I'm going to pick him for that position. Okay, second base. We have Jackson Holliday, I believe. Holliday is a 255 hitter. Yes, Jackson Holliday. Just got to make sure. 255 hitter for the Orioles. Don't really know too much about Holliday, actually. I don't really watch Orioles games. This is the downside of being an Orioles fan. Your games don't make it on national TV if you're not from the area as much. But he's been playing since 2024 when he got called up. And still going strong right now. He's been keeping up with the pace. Good guy. Now it's that or Gleyber Torres, who's been a monster there at second base for the Detroit Tigers. I think we had a Tigers fan early on in that department. So, 284 hitter, 9 homers. I think I gotta go with Gleyber Torres. So we're gonna go with Gleyber Torres. Gleyber Torres. Our vote for second baseman. Alright, the third baseman. We got two choices. We got Alex Bregman and Jose Ramirez. Wait, is that really Alex Bregman? Hold on. I had to say, like, question mark because... Does he have stats? How did this guy... Hold on. Okay, he does have stats. I haven't... He has stats for 5, I see. And then he got hurt, right? Oh, that's right. That's why there was this whole controversy of when he was going to play. He's just been out for so long that I forgot. I thought he was almost out for the beginning of the season. So he does have 50-something games right now. It's that or Jose Ramirez, who's batting above the 300 line. Excuse me, drink water here. I think we go with Jose Ramirez. That is going to be our move. Jose Ramirez over Alex Bregman. That will be our third base selection for the All-Star game. Okay, let's go to the shortstop now. See what we got over there. Hi Mochi, welcome. We are filling out the All-Star ballot for the MLB All-Star game, and we're trying to be reasonable, but I feel like I'm biased. Jacob Wilson for the Athletics, batting 339. Not bad. Super high average player. He must be under the radar right now. He's got 2 hits against the Rays on the previous game. And then Bobby Witt Jr., aka Captain America. If you would argue that. Well, he was on the World Baseball Classic team, but they only really used him for defensive purposes and as a pinch runner. But he does very well with the Royals. I think I've got to go with Bobby Witt. So that will be our pick for shortstop. Catcher. Alright, who is this catcher? Alejandro Kirk for the Toronto Blue Jays, or from the Seattle Mariners, Cal Raleigh. Actually, I'm not familiar with them, so I feel bad. So I can take Kirk, who has a 306 average but a 779 OPS, or I could take Raleigh with a 275 average and a over 1 OPS, an on-base percentage, which I think I would go with. He also has a nickname called Big Dumper, and he's got 33 homers. That is a lot of homers before the halfway point of the season. Maybe we go with him. Go with Raleigh for catcher. Okay, and now the outfield. We've got a lot of options here. And in the outfield, we got Aaron Judge. So he won the #1 vote in the overall voting, and he's automatically in. Do we want to add Javi Baez from Detroit? Or maybe Green from Detroit? Steven Kwan from the Guardians, or Mike Trout from the Angels. Mike Trout made it on the list. Holy heck. I feel like this guy has not made it on these All-Star lists in a while. It's kind of crazy. So I think Javi Baez deserves to make it. He's had such a renaissance in his career. This is one of the best comeback seasons for him. So he's going to be one of my picks. The second pick, I'm not too sure. I'm not that knowledgeable. Steven Kwan, I'm familiar with. Mike Trout sounds like a pity vote. He's doing okay. His numbers are a little down. But he is Captain America. Man, I feel like if I have to go off of me being a biased fan, I've got to go with Mike Trout. So we'll pick Mike Trout to fill out our outfield. And now that leaves us with designated hitter. We got Ryan O'Hearn and Ben Rice for the Yankees. Oh, he's classified as a DH, isn't he? That's interesting. He does play first base. Ryan O'Hearn, huh? Well, he is the name that kind of sticks out to me more, and he also has better stats all over the board against Rice. 295 batting average, 11 homers versus 14 homers for Rice, but a higher OPS at 854. So we can go with Ryan O'Hearn. Okay. let's see here. So that is it, actually. Yeah, that is it. So we need to now go into the National League and do the same vote over there. How fun. So that would be the first baseman first. Oh, this one's gonna be a nightmare for our Mets fans. Luckily they're not here today. But it's going to be Pete Alonso versus Freddie Freeman. And Freddie Freeman is actually still doing well. 311. I didn't realize his batting average was that high. 311 versus 291 on Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso was a late signing too for the Mets. They were really holding on him. Yeah, it's a hard one. It's a hard one for me. I think this one would simply come down to who you're familiar with more. They're both good players. I'm gonna have to go with Freddie Freeman. I feel like he has that clutch gene in him. He's a lefty batter. I would take him in a clutch scenario. He's got the aura. So it's gonna be Freddie Freeman. That's my pick for first base. Alright, second base. Tommy Edman for the Dodgers. Or Ketel Marte for the Diamondbacks. Tommy Edman has been hurt. He's very versatile, but I see him more as a center fielder than a second baseman. And I think with the way that the Dodgers are going to go with their roster, it's probably going to stay that way. So I think I've got to go with a Marte. He's more established in the position, and he's got a good batting average as well. He gets himself on base, and I don't think he's been that injured. So Marte it's going to be for second base. Okay, third base. Wow, this is actually a popularity contest. There's no way. It's either the Dodgers or someone else. It's either Max Muncy or Manny Machado. So I think Machado. I think it's got to be Manny Machado. And the reason why I'm going to go with Machado is I think that he's just a more established third baseman. And Muncy, he gets good hits, but people don't really know him for his defensive capability. I probably should be looking up errors between all of them, but I feel like Machado is the more known third baseman. Then Muncy's kind of just the DH spot's taken because of Ohtani. So I think it's Machado. Machado's gonna be the move. Shortstop, Mookie Betts. So he's actually on the list now for the shortstop versus the outfield. Gotta go with Mookie Betts or Francisco Lindor. I don't know. Shots are similar. They're around a 250 average. Similar OPS. I just know Mookie Betts more. International All-Star. Mookie Betts it is. Okay. Catcher. Carson Kelly or Will Smith from the Dodgers. Okay, so their stats are similar too. Will Smith's stats are better. I think that the hold on a second. I think actually I don't know what I think. I have zero clue what I think. I think I'm gonna go with Will Smith though, for the statistical reasons. It's just a higher streak of stats that I've got to go with. All right, and now there's 3 outfielders. Ronald Acuna Jr. Oh, I gotta pick him, right? He's my guy. We got PCA, Teoscar Hernandez, Andy Pages, Juan Soto, and Kyle Tucker. I feel like you have to send Juan Soto to the All-Star game just purely based off of him being rich. He had a slump earlier, but he is kind of dug out of it. Got 20 homers. I am thinking. Okay, well, I think I would send Acuna there. He's batting 350. The insane amount of big amount of skill there. So yeah, let's maybe we move on from that. There's Kyle Tucker. Maybe Kyle Tucker can be a option as well. So yeah, I think this ends up being a popularity contest essentially. We'll have to decide on that. Hi Karma, welcome. Congratulations on winning the giveaway, the X giveaway from Brown Toll Star, by saying something nice about your favorite streamer. Very, very good. It's nice to meet you as well. I know I've seen you around. You're a very active member of the Irium community, so I appreciate you very much for supporting all of us, and I hope you find some good use for 1,000 points. We're giving points to the MLB All-Stars right now. We're on our last segment where we're trying to figure out if who should go to the All-Star game on the National League. And I have no idea. That is 100! Big hearts to you. Big party poppers to you. Yay! Everyone give a big applause to Karma Komodo, who is having a big party right now. Thank you very much. I appreciate you a lot. And Alex, hello! Or Ix. Nice to see you again, and on a streak as well. Okay, let's see if we can finish up the All-Star selection, because I honestly have no idea who to pick here. I think this really is a popularity contest, so I'm going with Ronald Acuna Jr., who very much deserves it with his good batting, gets himself on base, great outfield potential. I mean, not even potential, he's proven it. So everything else is just like, do I take PCA here, Heat Crow Armstrong, and then I feel like I have to pity vote Juan Soto. So, is the father also a player? I believe so. Let's see. Ronald. Ronald Acuna Jr. Okay, there's Ronald Acuna Jr. Then we have to go to the profile. And the profile, Ronald Acuna Sr. did play, and he played for the national team. So okay, so the answer is yes. Very much. Oh, it's Melody! Hello, Melody. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the Turtle Pond. Thanks for the star. To put on top of star. Hello, hello. If y'all don't know, Melody Key is a little Mel Mel. That's fine. I actually haven't read your bio before, so this is that was actually very cute. How's my senpai? Oh, okay. I was wondering if I'm just happy to be here. I don't know if This is a little embarrassing. I don't know if I can be a senpai. I hope I can be a good colleague to all of you. That's what matters the most. Everyone, it's so nice to see Melody Key in here. A little meow meow. Well, I'll tell you what, since we have some people in here, remember that even though this is a sports podcast, for some reason, if you hit 5,000 stars, by the time the top of the hour hits, then I have to sing a Thomas the Tank Engine song. And don't ask me why that's related to sports, because it's not. So anyway, oh wait, okay, we have to finish voting, okay? So Ronald Acuna Jr. Let's give the pity vote to Juan Soto, because I'm sure they want to send him in there. And then there's one more vote. It's either PCA. PCA is an upcoming guy. I feel like I want to give him a chance. So PCA. Okay, I'm going for PCA. And then designated hitter, I can't vote for because Shohei Ohtani. Remember him? He was the #1 vote getter in the National League, so he automatically gets the vote. And I can't change my mind if I didn't like him. So let's review our players, okay? And if you don't know baseball, just pretend you know baseball, okay? And cheer for all our All-Stars. So for the American League, first baseman Vladimir Guerrero. Star. Send stars if you like the player, okay? This is an All-Star game. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Okay, second baseman for the American League, Gleyber Torres. And for third base in the American League, Jose Ramirez. And at shortstop for the American League, Bobby Witt Jr. And at catcher for the American League, Kyle Raleigh. And in the outfield for the American League, Javier Baez, Aaron Judge, and Mike Trout. And the DH for the American League, Ryan O'Hearn. Ladies and gentlemen, your American League All-Stars according to Browns All-Star. very influential. You're starring so hard, you know Ohtani, my dad, Ohtani is our true senpai, okay? If there's any senpai in the stream, it's Shohei Ohtani, there's no choice. Baseball card is the best Joker in Bellotro. I actually want to play a little bit more of that because since I got a new phone, it gave me 3 months of Apple Arcade, so I can actually try that on my phone. Melody says, I don't know sports, even though I'm from a sort of sports fan family. Well, it's fun because like even if you don't know the sport, if you're in a sports family, everyone's like cheering and there's free food, so it's always like a part of it. 1,000 stars, thank you. Basketball, soccer, and football, dude. That's like everything. It covers mostly everything. You always have something to follow. Also, Melody, I realized I didn't congratulate you on winning the giveaway. So congrats to Melky for winning the giveaway for 1,000 points. Yay! We got 2 people in here that won the giveaway. So I'm happy y'all came by to say hi, but I hope those points come into good use the next time there is a point reward, which we will talk about at the conclusion of this segment. The whole ranking thing was was crazy. All right, to the National League real quick. The first baseman all-star, Freddie Freeman. At second base, Ketel Marte. At third base, Manny Machado. At shortstop, Mookie Betts. And at catcher, Will Smith. Not that Will Smith, it's Will Smith. And in the outfield, Ronald Acuna Jr., Pete Crow Armstrong, and Juan Soto. And At designated hitter, Shohei Ohtani. And now fill your email address to enter the form. Okay, so I need to enter my email address. Hold on a second. When was I born? What's my credit card number? What's my mother's maiden name? Do I want to make an account? Here's my zip code. Here's my country. My favorite team. Wait, does this just link me to my MLB.com account? Because I wouldn't mind that either. I don't want to enter my mobile phone. Vote. I do need to log in. Log in to start your free trial. Log in to start your free. Hold on. Free baseball. Logging in. Log in. Oh, we just got 7 days of free baseball courtesy of MLB TV. Oh man, we're so cool. One time we had a high school event and we watched a game in a stadium. Oh, dude, that's like when you make it to the championships, like those big type of games. That's gotta be an awesome experience. I want to join a Twitch one, but I kind of forgot about it when I was waiting for your live. Well, let me tell you right now, I don't think you can enter it due to the terms and conditions. So sorry, Mel. But Karma can. So what I did was I made the Twitter giveaway separate from the Discord and Twitch giveaway. So if you win on Discord, you can't win on Twitch, because for Twitch you have to join the Discord. So I'm essentially giving it to you on Discord. Sorry, Mel. I could have given Mel all the 50 points for that matter. But we'll see. I'm actually really excited for the Twitch one because I want to see if we can get some of our Irium people to watch on Twitch, and some of the Twitch people to watch on Irium. Then everyone wins. And also, it would be my normal stream on Twitch, which is Honkai Star Rail. And I haven't played Honkai Star Rail since my Irium debut last week. So they get to see what I was usually like before Irium. And I do love Honkai Star Rail for the story, and not for the money, because I don't have money to gacha. So it is very free to play safe. Very, very safe. I wanted to join all three to increase my chances. Yes. You know, Mel knows what's up. It's okay. So the Twitch giveaway is still happening. I didn't draw anyone. The drawing is this Saturday, so I'm excited to see who wins that. And you don't have to be present to win. It's 2 a.m. Eastern from when I roll it, so I don't think anyone's staying up for that. No one in their right mind would. But I've got like a marbles on stream thing ready, so we're gonna roll marbles and see who wins 1,000 Irium points. That's gonna be fun. Okay, so I submitted the MLB ballot. That is it for that. And that's it for our podcast on YouTube. So for those that are listening to the replay on YouTube, thank you all for listening. And remember, the next episode for our YouTube friends will be on Thursday. Or it will be posted after Thursday, obviously. But if you want to watch the live episode on Thursday, be sure to tune in. Actually, there is no episode on Thursday because I'm doing a live simulation. So the next episode's really on Sunday. Alright? Everyone say goodbye to the YouTube world. Bye, YouTube.